The topic I decided to choose is about NICU babies and how skin to skin / kangarooing is beneficial for them. My name is Taylor Bear and I'll be going over this topic. Did you know that not only is skin to skin / hugging is beneficial for adults and how to relieve stress and anxiety and just being there for one another, but it also does this with premature babies. It helps them by lowering their oxygen level, their heart rate, and giving comfort for them and trying to represent the room as much as possible to help them survive. They also, any premature babies is under the gestational age of 37 weeks or under 1,000 grams. I will be going over an article by Dr. Log Graham that I found that has Hugging is Healing from the Jackson Library. This article is very beneficial and he goes over the things of how prematurity and what they have to experience coming out of the womb, how it is beneficial for the baby and also beneficial for the caregivers. Another thing I'll be going over is an article I found over a cohort study done by the actual manufacturers of the Huggies diaper brand, and her name is Listine Hilton. Another thing I'll be going over is how it was beneficial for myself because my son was born at 26 weeks and what I had to experience and how it was beneficial for my son and also myself and learning these things. So, like I said, the first thing I'll be going over is the first article I found done by Dr. Log Graham and Hugging is Healing for NICU babies. So he states in his article how is very different for premature babies coming out of the womb early because they're having to experience things they shouldn't have to experience when they're in the womb. They don't have light that's dark in there. They don't hear a lot of loud sounds. These swishing sounds, muffled voices, and maybe curled up in a ball, and it's nice and warm in there. When they're having to come out, they're having to experience light, loud noises, being poked at, having all these things done to them, and it's just things they should not have to experience. It much more stress on the baby. So this is why skin to skin is very beneficial for them and also the caregivers. Nurses can't always be there to do this because they're doing life-saving things for the baby. So they can't always have time to sit down and hold them and do this thing, but they try to as best as they can. But also it's very important for the caregivers, like the mother and father, whoever is taking care of the baby, to do these things because it helps them lower their oxygen level, lower their heart rate, and it's also better for their survival and communication and congenital functions. It was just stated in both of these articles that I have found. Dr. Log Graham states how you should hold them to kind of represent of what it would be like in the womb and trying to make it as possible. Our body heat actually regulates to help the baby and make the baby warmer, so our body heat increases to keep the baby warm, and also it helps lower their blood pressure and heart rate so that when they're on you, they feel your breathing, they feel more comfortable because how you hold them and position your head on your chest and then cupping behind their butt to make them feel like they are in the womb and being cupped in, cocooned in there, as well as helping with their oxygen level and lowering that when they need to. Another thing he states is the bonding between the parent and the caregiver and how this is beneficial for the mother or father and how it makes them feel closer with their baby because they're having to stay in the NICU, so they can't always be there 24/7 to be with the baby, so it's very important for them to do so. Now, during this other study / article that I found that was founded by Dr. Listine Houston, and who is actually a manufacturer of the Huggies diaper brand. She helped perform the study and give grant money. The study was actually performed through Ohio. The study was done between a certain amount of hours a week and so many days during the week. And it actually came back very positive. It was 80% or greater came back with better performance and communication growth than babies who didn't always get skin to skin care, which is great. When I ended up doing this, she actually ended up having 19 hospitals be funded $10,000 to have volunteers come in and actually hold babies. Not only premature babies, but babies that were addicted to drugs and things like that to help benefit them and help them grow and just have someone there to comfort them. So actually 15 of them are in the US and 4 of them are in Canada. So that is awesome that she can do that and give grant money to promote that. And the last thing I'm going to be going over is how it was beneficial for myself and my son. I had to experience this firsthand of how skin to skin / kangarooing is beneficial for premature babies. I witnessed it in my hand by watching the monitors itself help lower his heart rate and help lower his oxygen so we could slowly start weaning him off, because doing this on a daily, I would spend every week there. I mean, I'd do a week long, and then when my daughter was home, then I would go every other day, and we could tell a difference. It was phenomenal how well this worked, and also just the bonding experience with my baby of just being there. It was comforting for myself, it was comforting for him. You could see how better he was reacting from being in the incubator to being on my chest, and it was a great bonding experience for both of us. So, these are very important things that I think not only that myself, but others should know, and caregivers, nurses, parents. And I hope that you guys learned and benefited from some of this information to give to people you may know that have premature babies, or later on if you have children and your baby's premature. I hope you enjoyed this topic. Thank you.